Someone else
Help me!
नहीं गाना तो मैं रोज सुनती हूँ.
How many people have done a record with Abhishek Bachchan?
Hi Raghav, welcome to Gaana.
Thanks for having me today.
एक बार जोरदार ताली होनी चाहिए for Raghav. Come on.
Hey!
आप आपके फैमिली के साथ आए हो.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my mom and that is my sister.
What's the feeling?
This trip ज़रूरी था कि मम्मी आ जाए because मम्मी ने lyrics लिखे हैं.
Can you bring your mom?
Yeah, come mom.
हेलो आंटी, कैसे हो आप?
ठीक, बिल्कुल ठीक.
बिल्कुल
Thank you.
ठीक.
Yeah.
हम सॉन्ग के बारे में बात करें, तेरी बातों में से उलझा जिया.
जी हाँ.
तो ये कैसे आया दिमाग में ये, मतलब
जब इसने ट्यून सुनाई और इसकी ट्यून में ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे those words are appearing from somewhere. और आई सेड कि चलो कोशिश करके देखते हैं, अगर ठीक बैठ गए तो ठीक है. पता नहीं कहाँ से लफ्ज़ आए, ये तो मुझे भी नहीं मालूम, बट दे वर्कड.
और इतने सालों में भी अभी भी ये ट्रेंडिंग है और अभी भी वापस रिक्रिएट हुआ. सो मतलब सोचा था कभी इतना?
कभी नहीं. हमें कभी नहीं सोचा था कि ये जो लफ्ज़ घर में हम कह रहे हैं एक किसी वक्त में कोई सारी दुनिया कहेगी, ये कभी नहीं सोचा था.
वैसे अभी भी रोज सुनते हो गाना कि अभी हो गया, मतलब
नहीं, गाना तो मैं रोज़ सुनती हूँ, किसी ना किसी का कोई ना कोई गाना. मुझे बहुत शौक है.
या थैंक यू सो मच यहाँ पे आने के लिए. सो टॉकिंग अबाउट योर लेटेस्ट सॉन्ग चोरो,
Okay.
टेल अस अबाउट इट.
Choro is it's kind of very much in the line of the stuff for people that know Storyteller. It's also produced by Mushtaq, what I would call modern pop R&B, integrated with an old Indian sample. In this case, we've taken Aiso Jia Me Samaye Gayo Re from the movie Sahib Bibi Aur Gulam from 1962. It's the first time that we've gone back to that era since we did Kabhi Yaar Kabhi Paar and Can't Get Enough, and we did Likhe Pehla Pehla Pyar and Let's Work It Out. So it was super cool to go back to that era. The thing that's different about Choro is that normally I'm talking about how much I love a girl and she doesn't love me back. In this, it's very different. I'm like, please give me some space.
Yeah.
But that only makes sense. That's actually very unlike me. I'm just a massive cuddler. Sorry, Mom. But I couldn't have done Choro without having a video for it. It was super important.
बट आपके जैसे ना सॉन्ग्स पुराने हिंदी गाने कोई रिक्रिएट नहीं करता. आप सेलेक्ट कैसे करते हो ये सॉन्ग्स?
I remember, when I was in elementary school, Mom had a tape in the car called Devanand songs, and we were listening to those all the time. So to me, those felt like contemporary songs. And then I'm a Michael Jackson fan, and Stevie Wonder, and Boyz II Men, and real vocalists in R&B music. And I lived in Calgary, Canada, which is known for country music. And I think that really comes through on the songs that I make. So that's why you hear all those ingredients in it.
Yeah. So it all started from here.
Of course, yeah. Well, that's true for all of us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how did you end up becoming a presenter?
To be honest, it was not planned.
Well, nothing's planned.
Yeah.
But when did you know you were good at speaking to people?
When I started it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that completely devalidates my answer. So it's not f***ing helpful at all, Gaurav. Jeez. Yeah.
Okay, you can ask someone else.
Help me!
Talking about the composition of this song, Choro, I think, is heavily programmed.
I would say yes and no, in the sense that the way that Mushtaq produces, he's such an organic producer, from working with Amy Winehouse, myself, doing the Terry Hall project, that you could call it programmed, sure, but it's not like, they're not synthetic sounds, you know what I mean? They're sounds that feel like, it's just an elevated way of being able to use live musicians. And where possible, on records, we do use live musicians.
Tell us about the lyrics of it.
The lyrics without the visual just sound like a guy who doesn't want to commit to a girl. But with the context of the visual, I think what the lyrics are actually meant to be is a guy who's trying to convince a woman not to murder him. Like just to so he's playing safe until he can escape.
Yeah. What was the most difficult aspect of making the song?
The most difficult aspect for me is always the video. I don't enjoy making videos. It's not my forte. I'd much rather not make videos and sit in the back and just make music.
How do you judge a success of the song?
You can tell how well a song does not by the number of streams. It's where it sits in people's hearts when they talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Like you just know. For me, the other one is when I'm performing on stage. And as soon as that drops, people are like invested. By no metric is that a hit record, but it's a hit record.
Yeah. Your favorite memory while making this song?
Choro?
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite memory is sitting there and when you're trying to write something, whether it's a paragraph or a story or a song, and the first iteration of whatever I write is super generic. And then when you go, oh, there's this idea, like what if I've been kidnapped and what if it's this? And what about like if we interpret? And then to see that small idea in my head work out on the song and then turn into a video. It's like an idea, and now it's a thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's pretty cool.
Was there any marketing strategy?
The only marketing strategy is the idea for the video. The whole idea of this song is to do what we do with that sound, with the old Bollywood samples and modern R&B music, but tell a very different story with it. And so the idea behind the marketing of it is kind of really paying homage to Misery.
Yeah. But how much time did it take to plan out the whole video?
It's been about 6 months that we've been talking about putting it together and then actually executing it probably in January. So,
Yeah, and the song was released in Valentine's week.
Yes.
So was it planned?
Yes, very much so. It was the counter love story.
एक जो song है अपना दिल तो आवारा. It holds a special place for you.
When we went on a road trip with the family and someone said, well, what does Raghav do? And my mom, she's like, he doesn't do anything. He's useless. And I said, no, that's not true. I sing. She's like, ye kahan gaata hai? Sing, idiot. And I sang it and they were like, oh, maybe he's slightly less useless than we originally thought. So that song does hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah. Tell us a special memory of yours,
There's a show in England called Top of the Pops, and Top of the Pops in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s was kind of the main show for if you had a hit song, you appeared on that show. And I remember the first time I did Top of the Pops feeling like, even if this is it, if this is all it gets to, it's pretty amazing because it was live on national television. I got to sing live. The whole country was watching. And right after us was Pharrell and Snoop Dogg, and right before me was Pink. So I was sandwiched between two artists that I respected. It was probably the moment that I realized that, years of wondering if anything's ever going to happen happened.
From the Indian music industry, who do you listen to?
Everybody. Yeah. I'm Indian, bro.
Yeah, but still your favorite.
This is going to sound like a generic answer, but I think I wanted to work with two people in my life. One was Quincy Jones and one was A.R. Rahman. So anything that AR has touched until now to me has magic to it. And he's on a different plane.
I'm going to take 2-3 names. You have to dedicate a song to them. Abhishek Bachchan first.
If I had to dedicate a song to him,
Yeah.
it would be the song we did together. Because how many people have done a record with Abhishek Bachchan? So
A.R. Rahman, sir.
Unforgettable, Nat King Cole. I think he understands the simplicity of it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Arijit Singh.
I dedicate Stevie Wonder, Overjoyed.
Last one. Sachin Jigar.
Sachin Jigar, what would I dedicate to them? LMFAO. What was the song? Every day I'm hustling. I feel like they would Sachin jiggle to it.
Any part or incident of your life, if you had the option to change?
Something I learned a long time ago is frustration's a wasted emotion. You can't do anything with frustration. It just gets in the way of any good. So I would be a hypocrite if I said I want to change anything. Yeah.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
I feel music is easily available, on various platforms.
Okay.
So as an artist, how do you make sure, that your music stands out?
I think by being as much me as I can be. I gig for a living. I got to put out records that get played on the radio or do that. For me now, the way that everything is set up now is you can create your catalog and people should go on there and go, yep, this is Raghav. This is what we remember.
But is it difficult to create a balance with what you want to create and with what does audience want?
The audience is too smart. You can't lie to people anymore.
Yeah.
The world is way too smart. They know something that's contrived.
Is it a pressure sometimes?
Yeah, of course it is, yeah. So there's pressure to make sure that things work. But what alleviates that pressure is that the fans or the people have your back enough to be honest with you, even if it's not good.
You're very well researched, आपको पता है कि क्या हो रहा है.
मैं गधा नहीं हूँ. At the end, when it's my music, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just put out what I feel in my heart and it goes out there.
But before going, any message you would like to give to the audience, your fans?
Just thank you. What the fans have given me in the beginning of my career and then since COVID again, it's one of the most significant comebacks. I can't thank them enough for that.
Thank you so much, Raghav.